Fear is a powerful force, but it doesn't have to control your life. I remember sitting in the audience, captivated by motivational speaker Gil Eagles when he said, "If you want to be successful, you must be willing to be uncomfortable." Those words struck a chord deep within me. For years, I let fear dictate my choices, avoiding challenges and staying in my comfort zone. But then I realized growth happens outside that zone. Every time I faced a fear, I felt a shift. It was uncomfortable, yes, but with each step, I gained confidence and clarity. I learned that success isn't about never feeling fear. It's about confronting it head on. So embrace discomfort. Take that leap, tackle that challenge, and watch as your potential unfolds. Remember, the death of fear is certain when you choose to act. Don't let fear hold you back. Let it propel you forward. Fear is a universal experience, isn't it? I remember the first time I had to speak in front of a crowd. My heart raced, palms sweaty, and all I could think was, what if I mess up? That fear almost stopped me from taking the stage. But here's the thing, every time we face our fears, we grow. Whether it's asking someone out, starting a new job, or even just trying something new, those moments of anxiety can feel paralyzing. Yet, what if I told you that those fears are often just illusions? They're barriers we create in our minds. Think about it. What frightens you? Public speaking, networking. Those challenges are stepping stones to personal and professional growth. Embracing them can lead to incredible opportunities. So the next time fear creeps in, remember, on the other side of that fear lies the life you want. Don't let it hold you back. Stepping outside my comfort zone often feels like standing at the edge of a cliff, heart racing, palms sweating. I know that familiar circle where I feel safe, chatting with friends, tackling daily tasks. But then there's that X lurking just beyond it, representing my fears. Maybe it's the thought of public speaking or the anxiety of changing careers. I realize that these fears are universal. Countless others share the same struggles. But what if I embrace that discomfort? Each time I push through, I grow stronger, more resilient. It's in those moments of vulnerability that I discover my true potential. So I ask myself, what's holding me back? It's time to confront that fear head-on and step boldly into the unknown. After all, nothing in life is to be feared. It's all just waiting to be understood. Public speaking tops the list of fears for most people. It's fascinating, isn't it? The thought of standing in front of a crowd can send shivers down our spines. Then there's the fear of rejection. Hearing no can feel like a punch to the gut, especially in sales. And let's not forget about the anxiety surrounding career changes. Many of us dream of a more fulfilling job but hesitate to take that leap. Telling a boss bad news, that's a tough one too. It's like walking on eggshells, fearing their reaction, and speaking to upper management. Just the thought can make our palms sweat. Lastly, the fear of failure looms large. It keeps us from trying new things, holding us back from our true potential. But here's the thing, these fears are universal. You're not alone in feeling this way. Acknowledge them and remember, you have the strength to overcome anything that stands in your way. Backing away from our fears might feel like a relief in the moment. I remember when I used to dodge anxiety-inducing situations, like giving presentations at work. Sure, saying no meant no sleepless nights or pre-presentation jitters. But let's be real, what's the real cost? That momentary escape comes with a hefty price tag. Missed opportunities for growth, connection, and confidence. Every time we retreat, we reinforce the idea that our fears are bigger than we are. I've asked countless people if there are any real benefits to avoiding fear, and the answer is always the same, there aren't any. The only thing we gain is a fleeting sense of relief, but that's just a band-aid on a deeper issue. Confronting our fears is where the real magic happens. It's in those uncomfortable moments that we discover our strength and resilience. So instead of backing away, let's lean in, embrace the challenge, and watch how it transforms us. In high school, I was that shy kid, always hanging back, terrified of rejection. I thought I was playing it safe by never asking anyone out, but in reality, I was just sabotaging my own happiness. Sure, I avoided the sting of no, but I also missed out on so many opportunities. Watching my friends go on dates while I stay in the shadows felt awful. I was saying no to myself, and it left me feeling powerless. It wasn't until college that I started taking baby steps to face my fears. Each small victory built my confidence, and eventually, I found the courage to ask someone out. That someone turned out to be Dolores, and we've been happily married for 18 years now. The lesson? Embrace rejection. It's not the end. It's just a step toward finding your yes. Don't let fear hold you back. Take that leap, your future self will thank you. Every time I back away from my fears, I pay a price. My self-esteem takes a hit, leaving me feeling powerless and frustrated. I start sabotaging my own success, and before I know it, my life becomes uneventful and boring. Is that really a price worth paying? Just to avoid a moment of discomfort or the fear of ridicule? It's insane when you think about it. Retreating might feel safe in the moment, but it's a trap. If I want to be truly successful and unlock my full potential, I have to confront those fears head-on. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when I push through the discomfort. So I choose to face my fears because the cost of avoidance is far too high. I want you to think about the next time you face something that makes your heart race. Instead of spiraling into thoughts of failure or ridicule, flip the script. Picture this: you step into that daunting situation, and the moment you do, you've already won. Seriously, the act of confronting your fear is a victory in itself. Sure, you might stumble, and yes, others might not react the way you hope. But guess what? That doesn't define your worth or your potential. Focus on the courage it takes to show up, to engage, to be vulnerable. Embrace the discomfort. It's in those moments of uncertainty that you grow the most. So the next time fear knocks, remember, you're not just a participant. You're a champion for taking that leap. Celebrate that. Fear can be paralyzing, especially when it comes to speaking in public. I remember my first time stepping onto a stage, knees shaking, voice quivering, and my eyes glued to my notes. It was 1988, and I was terrified. But I did it anyway. I faced that fear head-on. The audience responded well, even if I felt like a deer in headlights. With each presentation, I improved. The second time, I was a bit more confident, and after 5 talks, I started connecting with my audience instead of just reading from my notes. It took time and practice, but that scared guy from 1988 transformed into a professional speaker, sharing my message with thousands. The key takeaway? You don't have to be perfect on your first try. Embrace the fear, take that leap, and watch yourself grow. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Fear can be paralyzing, but it doesn't have to be. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain." I've learned that running from fear only leads to frustration and regret. Every successful person I know has faced their fears head-on. It's not easy, but the reward is worth it. When I pushed myself outside my comfort zone, I discovered a world of confidence waiting for me. Speaking in front of crowds transformed me into a better communicator, a better listener, and ultimately a better version of myself. The truth is, life doesn't reward those who shy away from challenges. If you want to unlock your potential, you must confront your fears. Each step you take into discomfort expands your comfort zone, and soon what once terrified you becomes second nature. So embrace the discomfort. Take action despite your fears. You'll find that the life you dream of is just on the other side. It's a decision you'll never regret. For 32 years, I stood in front of a classroom as a high school English teacher, but deep down, I was always a dreamer. Since I was 10, I longed for the spotlight of show business. Teaching offered security, a steady paycheck, but my heart craved more. I started writing songs, performing them just for fun, keeping that dream alive. Then came a pivotal moment in 1988. I decided to retire and chase my passion. But fear gripped me, and I withdrew my resignation. It was a battle between comfort and courage. 6 months later, I faced that fear head-on and finally retired. In my 50s, I created a one-woman musical show about my journey, and in 1998, I released my CD, I'm in Love with My Computer. Now, in my 60s, I perform my original songs and stories across the country. Yes, there have been challenges, but I can honestly say I've never been happier. Embracing my dreams has been the greatest adventure of my life.